What's the use of the fire service if there is never a fire? Hello, in this video, this will be the part 2 of my series on learning differences and the various learning challenges children have to go through, which every parent needs to know and understand really well so that they can care for and manage any child who may be having such challenges. If you're new to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe so that you get more of enlightening and entertaining videos like this. Today we'll be looking at dyslexia. What is dyslexia? There are many learning differences among children, and mind you, the language has changed. We no longer call them learning disabilities. We refer to these things as learning differences, because every child has a special way he or she learns and a special way to teach the child so that he or she can understand and appreciate what is being taught. Without following that particular pattern for that child, or without understanding what pattern fits a child, we are bound to end up feeding the child information that he or she cannot use or cannot retain. And that poses a challenge, because on the parent side, they feel they are doing enough. They feel that they are doing so much, but the child is not appreciating, is not reciprocating, is not understanding. Whereas on the part of these children, they find it difficult understanding the information that is being passed across by their teachers, their parents, or whoever is guiding them to whatever, be it mathematics, English, whatever subject, or even whatever information is being passed across. And for these children, they find it difficult understanding their world, because other children seem to understand these things easily, but for them, they feel they are different. They feel they are dumb. They feel they are not smart enough, and that poses some level of loss of self-esteem for these children, which is a great risk as these children grow older. That is the significance of this topic. That is why I am passionate about topics like this, because I myself was a victim when I was younger. So that is why I ask you, what is the significance, what is the importance of the fire service if there is never a fire? To understand this topic very well, I encourage you to, if you've not watched the part 1, go and watch the part 1, which is somewhere around this video. Watch the part 1 of this video, the introduction, and then you would understand this, which is the episode 2 coming up. It's a way of definition. What is dyslexia? Dyslexia is defined as the inability to learn how to read, the inability of a child or a person to learn how to read, meaning that this person has a challenge in learning how to read words. It is actually a phonological processing challenge, meaning many people sometimes misunderstand dyslexia to mean that the person may see a word and try to read it in reverse, or may see a word like saw and is try to read it as was. But in actual fact, that's not dyslexia. Dyslexia is the inability to understand and play with words, like put words together to make meaning. So a word like celebration or fantastic, the child is unable to pronounce or to read such a word, he has to read fantastic or celebration. So the child is unable to process the word quickly, and that poses a challenge because other children would be reading fast and would have outpaced the child. So the child is unable to understand, because for him or her to understand what he is reading, he has to read it slowly so that his brain can take time to analyze the words. But where other children are reading fast, he is compelled to read fast and does not really understand what he is reading. So to buttress my point, there are actually various learning differences, meaning every child, listen to this is profound, every child sooner or later learns. The problem is the guardian or the teacher has failed to understand what works for the child, or has failed to be patient with the child. The challenge sometimes is how the information is presented to the child. So sometimes you want to teach a child how to read, and after teaching the child today, by tomorrow you come, he or she has forgotten what you taught the previous day, and the teacher is mad, the teacher is angry. Why? I taught you this yesterday. Why have you forgotten it? What, you play too much, you do this, you do that. And all that does is make the child feel worthless. And listen to me, a child who has a broken self-esteem cannot learn, because he feels, what is the point? I am useless. I don't know anything. So why should I bother myself? So what you're doing by abusing the child, making the child feel bad that he forgot what you taught yesterday, all puts a roadblock to the child making progress in learning. So today we'll be looking at dyslexia, which, like I said, is the inability to learn how to read. Some children, even as they advance in class, primary 5, primary 6, they still find it difficult to read certain passages, certain sentences. And that is not the time to start abusing the child of how he has been reckless, how he has been playful. No, that is the time to understand what are the challenges my son or my daughter could be going through that is making this a challenge. Because believe it or not, there are many adults, many people moving with dyslexia that have not been diagnosed. Statistics, research shows that 1 out of 5, every 5 persons has dyslexia. There are many celebrities today, many people that have done well in science, that are doing well currently, that will do well in future, that are dyslexic. There are many of them, from Albert Einstein to Muhammad Ali to Tom Cruise to Walt Disney to Winston Churchill, Steve Jobs, Will Smith, John Leonard. These are a few of the long list of persons who have had dyslexia as a challenge, and yet still made history, still made the world remember them. What is the challenge of your child that you feel that that child cannot outperform that? So stop the bad mouthing, stop the abusive words you use on your children. Those activities, those acts just further demoralizes and further reduces the self-esteem of your children and make them feel worthless and make them feel they are dumb. And like I said, for me, when I was afraid of maths, I tell you, no, it does not matter how the teacher flogs. It does not matter how the teacher abuses. I would always run from maths. So don't believe or don't feel like you are abusing them will make them want to love to read. No, it doesn't. It rather pushes them, makes them feel worthless, and makes them run away from reading, makes them run away from anything study. Rather, what we should do, or what we should do as a parent, is to encourage them to find out what the challenge is sincerely, not finding out the challenge so that you can use it against them, but finding out the challenge so that you can help them. And by so doing, you build the confidence of your children. I heard the story of a lady, Janelle McCoy. She got to know that she was dyslexic at the age of 23. And from her story, she said when she was told that she was dyslexic, she cried, because at that point, before then she felt like she was useless, she was dumb. She felt like she didn't know what was wrong with her, she didn't know what was the problem. But then when she got to know that it was dyslexia, she cried because she was at least happy that there was a name to it. She now understood what was the issue then. And there are many children like that feel that they are dumb, that they are good for nothing, just because they don't understand what their challenge is. And why would you as a parent want to make the world worse off for that child instead of helping the child overcome? So that's the essence of this video, so that every parent understands what learning differences are. There are many of them. When I was younger, I shared a bit of my story in the introduction, in the episode 1 of this series. When I was younger, I had what I now understand to be dyscalculia, meaning difficulty in mathematics, in calculations. And that pushed me away from maths, meaning anytime I heard that that the subject to be taught is maths, I would run away. And my teachers then felt like when I scored 0, they want to flog me, they want to punish me, carry this bag, kneel down, raise your hands. But all that did for me then was make me scared the more about mathematics, because if I fail it, I'll be punished, and I don't want to be punished. So instead of entering and failing it, it's better you avoid it totally so that you're not punished. But that does not help the child, because the child running away from his challenge does not help him conquer it. So as a parent, learn about your children, understand them. Every child has his specific need. A smart child today, tomorrow will have a specific need you need to meet. And if you're not learning about your children, you will find it challenging grooming them and helping them in the long run. So understand, learn about your children. While they are playing, understand what attracts them during their play. Understand what attracts them while they are reading. Understand what attracts them even while you're working with them. All these things culminate into how much knowledge you have about your children and how you can help them whenever they hit challenges or roadblocks. So dyslexia is is even more common than we give it credit for. And many children in schools today are being punished for no fault of theirs. Imagine if someone like Albert Einstein had stayed with the picture that he is dumb, which was passed to him by his teachers then. His teachers said he was dumb. Yet is the same Albert Einstein that we celebrate today as a genius. What if that child you're beating today would be the Albert Einstein tomorrow? I read the story of Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson. He was scoring low grades in his high school days, and his classmates made fun of him, laughed at him, but his mom would always speak words of encouragement into that boy. And when finally he realized that it was his sight that was causing him the trouble, the challenge, and they gave him prescribed glasses for him and gave him, and his grades improved, he never forgot his mom. Because each time the mom would always speak to him, you are a brilliant boy, you are bright, you are smart. Don't go with the words your classmates tell you. She would always speak to him. She even though she had no much schooling herself, she still went further to help school her son so that he could come out with good grades. My question to you is, what are you doing for your child to encourage them to do better? Are you the parent that would beat them, that would abuse them, that would speak all manner of things to them, and then expect them the following day to do well? Are you not wicked doing that? Or are you the parent that would nurture them and make them realize that they may fail it today, does not mean they are failures. They may fail it today, does not mean they are not smart. It just means that they need to pay a little more attention. They need to dig in deep into their minds and understand the whole thing. Which kind of parent are you? So with this video, I just want to shed more light on dyslexia. Many people have not understood what dyslexia is. And on episode 3, I'll pick another learning difference and speak on it. A child with dyslexia may find it difficult doing tasks that involves both the right and left side of the brain, like tying their shoelaces, like reading fast. So these children need special attention, need to read with aids that will help them phonologically assess words quickly. And how would you do this? By understanding the needs of your children. So if you like contents like this, do well to subscribe to my channel. Click the like button so that I know that contents like this are educating you and helping you help your children better. And I'll see you in my next video. So watch my previous video about learning differences and how you as a parent can help your child overcome the various learning differences. Click on this video here and I'll see you in my next one. Don't mess things up.